Hello everyone, welcome to session 6 of our journey to AI. So today we're going to start working on our chatbot RAG. The chatbot is going to be called SurfMastah. I changed the name from SurfBot to SurfMastah. Sounds better. Okay, two things before we start. What is a RAG chatbot? It's basically a chatbot that looks to a predefined set of documents before looking to his base training or even doing Google search. This basically allows the bot to be way more precise when presenting you information and to not hallucinate. You can even set it up so that if it doesn't have the proper context from the data that's hard-coded into it, it will just say, I don't know, I'm not sure. Just to have like the maximum precision as possible and to reduce the risk of hallucination to 0. Now for SurfMastah, this is not going to be so important, but anyway. Second point, we're going to divide this process in two, okay? The first process is going to be the one of data ingestion into a database, and the second process is going to be the setup of the bot itself, so with the personality and so on. Why do we do this? Because it's just good practice. So data ingestion is something that you do once, or that you do once in a while anyway, when there is an update on a site or something like that, while the chatbot itself should be used at all times. Okay, so it's something that's being used all time versus something that's being used once in a while. So we want to keep the two processes separate. And yeah, this is also going to make the chatbot work better in case we put it on a website where there is a lot of traffic. The performance is going to be better. So today we're going to look at the first part, which is the data ingestion. Let's have a go. Okay, so let's start by opening our Flowise, which, as you know, it's running on my virtual private server. Here it is. Very good. We create a new flow, and first off, we start with the database handler, which is going to be Chroma. Full disclaimer, you do need to install chroma.db on your machine, server, virtual private server, wherever you're running this, or you can also use the cloud version, which is, you need to pay for it a little bit. But if you install it on your machine, it's free. That's what I did. It's a whole process to install it, not particularly hard. Took me like an hour because I'm a noob. But if you know what you're doing, it's just a matter of a few minutes. Anyway, I will not waste any time on this for now. If you do want to see how this is done, just let me know in the comments. I can make a video for it. So you see the Chroma database handler is this one. So it needs a document, it needs embeddings, it needs it doesn't need a record manager actually. You need a collection name. Credential is if you're using the cloud version, and the URL, as well as parameters. Finally, there is an output. We want the output to be a vector store, not the retriever. The retriever is going to be on the other side, the second part, on the chatbot. But now we want the information that is going to be collected here to be sent to this vector store. So we set it like this. Okay, let's start with the document. Document would be our set of knowledge base. So in this case, I want to use a web scraper. There are several things that you can do. But now we're just testing, okay? So we're gonna use this web scraper. What it does, it's scrolling through, awesome, scrolling to through a site, and just picking up all the information that are needed. Okay, so you see I put this surfingwaves.com, manage link, fetch. Okay, I don't need register, I don't need log on, but you see there are a bunch of HTML pages which are nice, like etiquette, surf rules, preparation, all these type of things that we want. Cool. And we connect it to document. So this is not going to work by itself, okay? Because we need a way for this information to be cut in smaller chunks so that it's manageable for the database. So what we need here is a text splitter. See, there is a bunch of them. Since we are scraping from a URL, I will go with this one, HTML to Markdown. Okay, we can leave the chunk size here. Chunk size is how big is going to be your chunk to be then placed in the database. It's important that it's big enough so that the context, it's enough text that it can make context that makes sense. Otherwise, the large language model will not manage to understand what's in there. Okay, and we connect it. Boom, done. Then there is embeddings. Embeddings is the actual understanding of the chunks that you're using, right? So I'm gonna use these OpenAI embeddings. There it is. This we can connect with our credentials that we used also for the large language model. We can keep this one. Okay, this is all good. Right. Okay. So we have all that we need, right? We don't need credentials because we are connecting to our database here on this same machine. This is because I did a bunch of tests before. So I want to place everything in a new collection, which is going to be SurfMastah KB6. For the URL, I need to put the place where the database is running, which is again this virtual store. Okay, and this is it. Now we can save it. We save it as SurfMastah data injection. Cool. Make sure it's saved. Remember that Flowise will only, so for example, if I make a change here and then I click on something like test, it's not gonna keep track of the change unless you save it first. So always save first. And you click here, upsert vector store. So this is to ingest the data. You click upsert. And boom, it's done. You see all the information here. Cool. So this is it for today. Again, what we did was to get some data from a website. Thank you, surfingwaves.com, by the way. I just full disclaimer, this is not going to be used for any commercial purpose. Okay, so if I did, of course, I would do something different. I would contact these people and make sure that they are okay with me using their data. Maybe I should do it anyway. So what we did is to use a web scraper, which is helped by this text splitter. and embeddings, like an embedding service, to collect this data, place it in a vector store, and this way we created the knowledge base for our SurfMastah. Okay, so once we have the knowledge base set up, imagine that there is a change in the site, we want to update it, we just run this flow again, and the knowledge base is going to be updated. So next step is going to be to create the actual chatbot, connect it to this database so that the knowledge base is a strong component in it, write up the personality, and it's going to be done. And we're going to do this tomorrow or in the next session anyway, if it's not tomorrow. All right. Thank you for joining in. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy doing them. Other than that, have a great weekend, because today is Friday. Have a great weekend, and until next time. Bye-bye.